Pick the wrong stock analysis app and you risk chasing the wrong signals, or missing the right ones altogether. That's why I compared Trade Ideas, TrendSpider, and TipRanks head-to-head to see which one truly helps investors spot opportunities. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which app can take your research and your portfolio to the next level. But before I ever trusted these stock analysis apps with my trades, I did what any smart investor would do. I went straight to other traders' reviews. And not just like the flashy marketing claims on their websites or anything like that, but these traders' real frustrations and concerns. Because hype is cheap, but real red flags, they can wreck your best portfolio. So I dug through support emails, Trustpilot, Reddit, all of it. And with Trade Ideas, someone mentioned that he reached out to them with a few questions before subscribing, and instead of any clear answers, he got a generic 15% discount offer. Then days later, he saw a bigger discount of 25% just floating on their site. That made him feel like they were just desperate for customers. And look, I get the concern, but from my experience and what I've seen in their active trading rooms, Trade Ideas doesn't seem really desperate at all. That's not why they're doing these. They're just aggressive with their marketing, right? And that discount, that's not like uncommon during promo windows or anything like that. If this were like a scam thing, they wouldn't be offering transparent 5-day trials and actively helping people in live chat. In fact, I found someone who said that their support team actually created custom videos to walk him through setup, and also said that the software feels a bit old school, but still works perfectly for his needs. I've actually had the same experience. Like, it's not really flashy software, but it's not about flash, it's about function, and Trade Ideas delivers on that, I think. And another trader who's been using Trade Ideas for like 20 years now said that it's the best software out there for any serious trader. Okay, all great stuff to hear about, and there were a couple things that weren't so great, but let's move on. When I looked into the TrendSpider reviews, I came across this user who said that he loved the tools, but couldn't justify the pricing. He compared it to TradingView and felt that it was nearly double the cost without enough exclusive value. So yeah, I guess that's a fair point. But here's what I think I'd say. Like, TrendSpider isn't just about drawing lines and checking candles. It's more built for automation, strategy testing, and deeper insight. And yeah, it's slightly more expensive than most competitors, but if you're someone who maybe like me is just relying on auto trend line detection or multi-time frame analysis, then you're not really paying for pretty, you're paying for the power that you get with it. And other traders actually agree. One trader said that it straight up made learning technical trading easier for him. He called it an ideal tool for getting better at spotting setups. And that sits right with my own experience using this platform. Like, it's not just a charting app, it's a trader's development tool. All right, now on to TipRanks. I looked at a bunch of reviews. I found one reviewer who was upset because TipRanks gave a buy rating on SKYH without considering the advice of a major investor who had been selling shares. That he felt that the $25 price target was way off. Okay, yeah, that's a criticism, but also here's the thing. That wasn't really TipRanks setting the price, it was actually the Wall Street analysts themselves. TipRanks just aggregates that info and displays it transparently. Their team even responded, politely explaining that and encouraging users to understand how the system works, like it's not their fault. TipRanks is a platform, it doesn't make the calls or anything. It helps you see what analysts and insiders are doing. And that's why I've used TipRanks for years, just for that. I also came across this guy who's been doing it for over a decade now on TipRanks, and basically he swears that it's more accurate than Motley Fool or Seeking Alpha. And yeah, that was my experience too. It's crazy how many insights you can pull by just looking at the right indicators, especially insider activity. All right, if you're still watching, you're probably serious about leveling up your trading. So let's get into what really matters. The features, right? You have to start there when you're actually trying to figure out how you're going to end up using the program, not just what other people say. So let's start with Trade Ideas. The real-time stock race might sound gimmicky, but it's like a game changer in terms of literally finding your top stocks. Like, you literally watch the top stocks race in real time based on live market data. It's an interesting way to look at it. It cuts through the noise and it instantly shows you which stocks are gaining momentum. I've used it to catch early breakdowns that I would have otherwise missed. Very, very visual. Their market dashboards are perfect for quick browser access. Like, if I'm not at my main setup, I still get access to core insights and scanners on the go. It's not as powerful as their Pro desktop app, but it gets the job done when I'm mobile. And then there's Holly. So this is their AI trade assistant. Holly scans the market every morning using over 60 algo models, and it gives trade ideas like specific entries, stops, and targets, all these details in this information. I've followed Holly's alerts during pretty volatile sessions, and let me tell you, she nails reversals that most traders miss. It's an AI that uses all this information at a time that we can't even see. So even better, the AI long-term strategy window lets you track trades that could play out over days or weeks, not just intraday. So that's been huge for me when I'm swinging positions. And when I want to test my strategy, the oddsmaker backtester tool is deadly accurate. It gives you win rate, risk reward, and profit factor. Like if the numbers don't add up, I just don't take the trade, period. All right, now TrendSpider. So this is where things get more visual in a pretty good way. Their smart watch lists and market maps help you spot outliers really quickly. With tile and bubble maps, I can basically see which stocks are outperforming in specific sectors at just a glance. Plus, the automation is really unmatched. TrendSpider lets you set alerts on multi-time frame trend lines, auto-draw support and resistance, and even run strategy tests directly on the charts themselves. So that's something that most platforms don't even touch. TipRanks, on the other hand, is built more for fundamentals and sentiment. Their news score tool gives a rating based on current articles about a stock, so positive, negative, or neutral. It's helped me catch red flags before they tanked my positions. And their crowd wisdom tab is absolute gold. You can see what other retail investors are holding, what they're buying, and even open their portfolios for inspiration. I found some great swing trades just browsing that tab alone. And when it comes to research tools, TipRanks stacks up against the best stock analysis apps out there, I think. I honestly use it side by side with other platforms to cross-check, but it really, really holds up. Now, even the best tools out there have quirks, right? With trade ideas, the interface isn't exactly modern. It reminds me of like 2010 design, honestly. But I mean, functionality and how it works and the tools, what it gives you, it really is a powerhouse. Once you get over the old school vibe, it really starts to make sense and it can flow from there. With TrendSpider, the biggest drawback for me was probably the learning curve, right? It took me a couple days to really start feeling comfortable, but once it clicked and once I started gaining momentum, it became a natural part of my routine. And for TipRanks, the only thing that ever bugged me is that it's more of a research companion than an active trading tool. If you want real-time alerts or automation, it's not built for that, but as a decision supporting tool, it's incredible. And when it comes to cost, none of these platforms are like budget tools, right? But then again, they're not built for casual investors who check their portfolio once a month or even less, right? All three fall under what I'd consider really reasonably priced for serious traders who want to check in, get more involved, get into the details. Like if you're looking for the best stock analysis app, you really have to think about value of your growth and your stocks, not just the cost of the programs. So check the links in the description for each platform's current pricing plan, including any promos or discounts that are available. We keep those updated so that you always get the best deal. If you're still stuck deciding, here's my take. If you're an active trader and want AI level scanning and precision, go with trade ideas. But if you're more of a visual automation heavy trader, TrendSpider is a beast. And if you're big on sentiment, fundamentals, and you want to see what other smart money is doing, TipRanks is your tool. So check the links in the description of this video to get started with a special discount and coupon.